All right, so today we're going to take a look at body part splits, okay? So specifically what we're going over today is the option of only working out one muscle group once a week. Now, this is often referred to as a bodybuilder type of split. You see a lot of bodybuilders focus on degrading and destroying basically one muscle for that one particular day for the rest of the week. So if they were to do, like, say, chest on Monday, that's it. They'll never do chest again because they do so much high volume on that Monday, they're not able to recover fully to even work their chest again later on, which is fine if that's the method that you're using. Now, it's kind of impractical in some ways, unless you are a real bodybuilder or a real physique competitor. Even physique competitors don't always stay in the bigger side, but that is your job. That is what you do, okay? So you basically eat and train. You can delegate 5 to 6 days a week of being in the gym and actually training, okay? Now, with that said though, let's say you're in the gym training and you're working on one body part, most of the time you would figure like, well, you know, I can get kind of in and out. I'm not gonna take a lot of time. But you still see a lot of these sessions usually going on for like almost 2 hours. I'm not a big fan of that because anytime your workouts begin to exceed the 45-minute mark, especially the hour, science has shown you that cortisol levels begin to rise. And every time cortisol levels begin to rise, it is an anabolic hormone and it will eat muscle. So it's backwards of what we're trying to accomplish. Now, you're gonna say, well, I see big dudes do it all the time. But thanks to the world of steroids, everything works. So it really doesn't matter what split I show you. If you're on steroids, it's gonna work. Now, depending on your nutritional habits, your sleeping habits, your lifestyle habits in general, and your splits, could your anabolics work a little bit more effective? Absolutely. But regardless if you choose to do this type of method, it doesn't matter as long as you just do it in a more sensible way, all right? So what would be a sensible way? Well, because we're gonna devote one day to chest doesn't mean that I necessarily have to do like every exercise in the gym. Barbell incline, dumbbell incline, barbell flat bench, dumbbell flat bench, dumbbell incline, flies, flat incline, barbell decline, dumbbell decline, dumbbell decline flies. Like, it's unnecessary, okay? So if you did a barbell incline press, you don't need to go do a dumbbell incline press, okay? If you want to do a dumbbell incline fly, I can see that still, but I would stick to a barbell incline press and do more of a flat fly, hit it from a different angle, okay? And it's most of the time what you see in these body part splits is mainly that because they're devoting one day to completely what they call thrashing the muscle out, they're hitting it from every angle possible. So then that way they can break it fully down and then it can recuperate and then come back bigger, stronger, and so on, okay? So even though that does work for a lot of people who their job is for that type of training, it's not very sensible for people in the normal everyday area where I would say if your goal is to get big and look great, but you don't want to be a bodybuilder, which people don't understand, like bodybuilders like really, really big, you really just need to work out 4 days a week, okay? But that's not today. We'll show you a different split on a different day, all right? So let's go over one of the examples that you can do with this, all right? So on Monday, you would do chest, okay? And then on Tuesday, you would do back. Wednesday, you would do shoulders. Thursday, legs. Friday, abs and arms. And Saturday and Sunday, off, okay? Option 2 would be this. Monday, you could do back and then put legs next to it, okay? Because you already did an upper body exercise, all right? So give your body some time to recover. Hit the legs, even though, yes, when you're using a lot of compound movements, there's a lot of crossover. So then you can come back to chest, then arms, then shoulders. Yes, wouldn't my triceps be fatigued if I'm doing shoulder presses the next day? It is. There's no way around it. There's nothing's gonna be perfect. That's just the way body part split work. You're gonna have to see what works best for you. But these are just two basic examples. Now, one thing I didn't cover was one of the reasons why you see these type of splits is because maybe people have come off more tamed splits of full body splits, such as like athletes or so on. But now they're trying to gain some size, so they're really going for like the shock, okay? So they're shocking the body, hitting it maybe just once like this every once in a while. I know a couple of guys who will do a full body routine basically for about 2 months straight, and then they will go into a 2-week body part split like this, all right? So they'll go 2 months full body, then they'll come in one day and they'll do like 10 sets on chest, okay? Now remember, when you're doing full body, they were only used to doing 3-4 sets on chest, like work sets, okay? So to come in and do 10 sets on chest, work sets, that's a shock to their system, okay? Now, for most people, that'd be like, well, it's like normal to me, but you gotta remember, they're going from full body to this. Now, the second week, they ramp the volume up through the roof. The shock, they have the shit out of the body. So it's basically like a base week with the 10 sets, then they hit it with a 20 set. And then the third week after that, it's a recovery week. They do a lot of body weight stuff, a lot of rehab, mobility work, and they hit right back into the full body routine. This really tends to lead to a lot of size gain, because what they're doing is they're hitting their muscles more often with the full body routine, and they're getting stronger. Now this is more from an athletic standpoint, an aesthetic look, not necessarily a bodybuilder style look. But if they're lacking any type of muscle building quality because they're not producing enough volume during their full body workouts, this right here is such a shock and awe to the body, it really helps. And as you'll see that later on in routines such as bodybuilders, they'll do a lot of shock routines because they are doing a lot of volume and their body's still not responding. So they gotta do some like crazy type of workout to get the body to respond, you know, to force that body to grow beyond its natural limits. So I hope that breaks down a little bit, a better understanding of body part splits. Sure, there's so much more to go. I'm sure I'll keep posting them. I like to make my little infographics with the golden age of the bodybuilders because I think they look beautiful. But at the same time, I'll give you a couple of different options. Stay tuned, and I will probably do my next video on a push-pull. I'll drop my marker. All right.